Everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Multiverses. In the last one,
Time to choose your chump.
I basically went through my characters that I like to use and I gave them one last run, especially if I got new skins for them. If I acquired new skins for them, I just showed it off, and yeah, it was the last run that I was going to do for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 out of the, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. 22 characters out of the 35 in the roster. It was a fun run to go through Multiverses, and it's just what it is. It's sadly just one of those things where you know, there was a lot of idea put into it, a lot of thought, but it just got screwed over by many things. Where is... There's one in particular I want to have it equipped with. Nope. Oh, it's here somewhere. I'll find it. There it is.
That's what. Only 30 seconds till me.
Only 1 minute left. Toasty!
So, now that I got all that sorted out, so yeah, again, Multiverses to me was a good run for a game. It had many wonderful ideas. If only things just wouldn't get it screwed over. Because, to be honest, they seemed to have been better when they were just on their own. Therefore, you know, not having Warner Brothers like help out in any way or form. Like, I don't know what more I could put it with. I just wish... Oh. And what can I say? Let me at least share what was meant to be in the game and all of that. Let's see, where is it? Well, we know that we were going to, characters that we knew that we were going to get. We were going to get, obviously, the Wicked Witch of the West. And what's odd was that she was in the comic, the promotional comic, Multiversus Collision Detected. And if you were to hack the game, you can find her model, and she's pretty much playable. Like, she is pretty much almost complete and playable. The only parts of her that weren't working right were the flying monkeys. They had to use Watermelon Steven as a substitute. And then others would have been Ben 10, Fred Flintstones, the Warner siblings, Emmett Burkowski, Ruby Rose, and Ruby was a big one because at the time, Warner Brothers had the rights to Ruby, RWBY, but July of last year, the rights were sold to Viz Media, and that was because Rooster Teeth had, like, went defunct, I guess. But then I believe recently this year, um, Ruby was making a comeback, but by then it was too late. And it sucks because there are voice lines referencing to Ruby Rose. Like, Rick in particular has them referencing American anime, as he puts it. We would have had Ted Laszlo, Scooby Doo. It's a shame that they couldn't put in Scooby himself. Scorpion, Sub Zero, Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, and in fact, Gandalf was in the earliest alpha build that was made for the game. But the problem was for Gandalf was that it was mostly, it was basically the, if I can find it here. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I know it has to do with basically the licensing issues with the token estate. That's all I can say is that it was mostly that sort of baggage. Yeah, that's because just to rights issues with the token estate and or with Middle Earth Enterprises and Embracer Group. And then Harry Potter, Daffy we knew was coming because he's mentioned by Marvin. Lola has at least one or two voice lines. Daffy should have been in the game. Should have been in the game from the start, probably. And then Johnny Bravo, Neo of the Matrix, Godzilla, not sure how he would have worked out. Pickle Rick was one of them, and Mordecai. Yeah, just Mordecai, no Rigby. And then a few maps that we could have gotten, but we didn't. There would have been a Harry Potter map based on the Quidditch field, one based on the riverboat of Over the Garden Wall, one based on the jungles of Primal, and then one from Mad Max Fury Road, and surprisingly one from Barbie of the 2003 movie or the 2023 movie. And there was even a map for what would have been a Willy Wonka map as well. There's more that I can go on to say, like what this game could have been, but it's just sad is all I can say. I feel that this game was just, it was cheated. And it's a shame that a lot of good games I play and have fun with, they end up getting cheated because of certain, if only certain factors get into play. So as I keep looking at stuff here to see if there's anything I need to know before I eventually stop. Too bad well, if you're interested in wanting to keep up with multiverses, there are two I think there are two mods going about trying to keep the game alive. But I'm not interested in doing that, obviously. I just want to move on with things. One of the best things is that this game is the closest the closest you'll get to having a sequel to a different fighting game, the Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. I never played that game, but I've seen gameplay of it, and I it's sad. See, anything else I need to see? Not really seeing anything like. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else that pops into mind for me. All I can say is that in the end, I feel this game gave its best effort, and if there is one thing I can at least thank the game for is giving not just me, but other people like interest in certain franchises that were represented. Like, for example, how many of you decided to give Game of Thrones a watch after seeing Arya? Or how many of you wanted to either check out or watch The Matrix? It's because of this that it gave me a reason. I think I even said this in the last video. It gave me a reason to look back on Gremlins because I had only, at least to my memory, prior to playing the game, I'd only seen the first movie, but my memory of it was fuzzy, and the same goes to its sequel. But once Gizmo and Stripe were added, I rewatched the first movie for like, it was basically the first time in years, and then I later saw the sequel, and it's like, wow, those were pretty good movies in my opinion. And then likewise, I'm getting into rewatching Adventure Time because I didn't really watch that much of it back then. And while I need to get back to watching Rick and Morty, it gave me a reason to give Rick and Morty a shot. And if anything, I need to possibly rewatch Samurai Jack, and I am kind of watching through Batman the Animated Series. Like, it's given me a reason to do all this. And someday, yeah, I'm gonna probably try and watch Steven Universe. Never seen any of it outside of clips, and it's something I can be thankful for.
Knockout!
I sure hope that all the people who worked on this game, the animators, the artists, programmers, and more importantly, the voice actors, I hope they all had a good time doing their part. And speaking of voice actors, this would pretty much be the last game of Kevin Conroy doing Batman. He passed away during the game's beta period, but still, to hear his voice again, in which many of us believe that when it comes to voice acting, Kevin is the definitive Batman voice when it comes to voice acting. And as of now, I don't know what they're going to do about it. Because, like, I know Troy Baker can do a decent Batman voice, but there are many others who can pull it off as well. It's just not going to be the same without Kevin, though. So, I think that's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Player First Games, for quite the experience. It's a shame that a lot of whatever else you had planned for this game would not come to pass, and thank you, Kevin Conroy, for going in this game with one last hurrah with Batman. To a lesser degree, this is also the last time Mark Hamill would voice the Joker, because he has stated that now that Kevin's gone, he feels that it just would not be the same voicing Joker without having Kevin to bounce off of. So, yeah, thank you people who made this game. I feel that you've done a really good job on it. It was such a great concept, and the fun fact is, originally, this game was, I think, at the earliest starting stages, it was meant to be a Disney game, I think. Or at least it was gonna be like a... Oh. Pretty sure this game was, when it was starting out, it was gonna be a Disney game. Yes. Yeah, they originally wanted this to be some kind of Disney game of some kind, but Disney turned down their idea, but part of it was because Gameloft was already working on Disney Speedstorm, which is a crossover racing game, but I'd rather play a fighting game over a racing game. And it would have had a mix of Disney and Marvel characters, because some of the leftover files from the original pitch have the Hulk in the game. So, yeah. Well, I think that's all I'm going to share and say, because there's a lot that needs to be done. So, now with this game done and out of my way, and more importantly, going to be deleted from my data, the only thing left to do is to just keep doing what I can with Marvel Rivals, and then someday we'll get back on track with everything else. So, that is it, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, Multiverses.
Oh.